Yeah, yeah. Fresh out the cell with a plan and a boo. Anklet beeping, but my heart's beating for you. Let's go. Met her on a prison pen pal site. She said you cute even in that orange light. Now I'm home and I'm free, kinda on probation. She picked me up in a Prius, pure elation. Got a teardrop tat and a heart full of dreams. She brought cupcakes and some government cheese. I said, girl, you a snack, maybe even a feast. She said, you just hungry cause you live with the beast. Love after lockup, wild and free. Got no keys, but she got the key to me. From yard time to FaceTime, look at us glow. From prison phone calls to reality show. Love after lockup, we don't play. Tinder got nothing on JPay. I did my time, now I'm doing hers. Doing laundry and love, both in spurts.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Love After Lockup, Lockdown, where we are covering Season 2, Episode 38. As always, you can find us in our Facebook group and on Instagram at Love After Lockup, Lockdown. I'm Jennifer.
And I'm Lisa.
And this week we're covering Season 2, Episode 38, To Con a Convict. Lisa, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I am fantastic. Thank you for asking.
I didn't know it was called that. I tried to write it down, but I forget. But I know you'll have it, so that's fine.
I got you.
So I cut my bangs because I kept wanting bangs, and I was like, well, I'm just going to watch a tutorial and give myself some bangs. So I did. But I don't even know why anyone would want to know this about me, because that's just my mundane life. Anyways, Spotify wants you to rate us so that we can get to 700 followers, which is what it claims we should have with our amount of listens.
Listen, they were a little rude about it, actually. Let's just be honest here. They were a little rude to me when they pointed this out.
It was like, hey, you have 175 followers, but you suck because you should have 700.
Yep. Thank you.
What people don't know is 175 followers on Spotify for an indie podcast that is not signed, that started in the end of May of 2025, is actually really freaking tremendous. And we have almost 200 on Apple. So we're like, that's fantastic. And they're like, no, it's not. You should have 700.
You suck. You suck. You hear me? Yeah, they were rude about it. And I don't appreciate their tone.
To be fair, we do have a lot of listens, and we don't know why the hell people aren't rating. But I listen to a lot of podcasts that I don't rate either.
I know we ask for this all the time, and you guys are like, but then I have to click or poke or whatever. But if you do it, I would consider abandoning Cheryl and becoming your best friend.
She's going to be so pissed.
Right?
If you do click the follow, it will just show you our new episodes when they come up. So you won't have to go searching for it. When they come out, it'll just be like, boom, new episode, boom, new episode. And we're going to be doing 2 a week. By the time this one comes out, I believe we will already be at 2 a week, Mondays and Wednesdays. Also, I am adding merchandise to our store on Teemill, and it is TEEMILL. And you can find us at the same name as the podcast, Love After Lockup, Lockdown. I've added a bunch more stuff like stickers. And don't forget that you can get everyone's favorite quote on merchandise, motherfucking crack mom. And if you want it added to something, I can do it for you, and then you can go and buy it.
She is good like that. I would like to tell all of our listeners that when it comes to our social media, you have Lisa here to thank for keeping us going. And if you're talking to us on Facebook under the podcast name, that's her. And thank you.
Yeah, well, I'm the one that is the jerk on our socials, is what Jen means to say.
No.
But you're welcome. Yeah, well, Jen does a lot of work too, as does our friend Jamie, keeping everything at bay on her Facebook group because it got a little bit, as we say, unhinged. We needed to take control over it because it was getting out of hand. And we finally turned on post approvals, which has helped tremendously. We are probably going to be further than this by the time this airs, but it's now at 58,000 people. And to control 58,000 people who are crazy as fuck, it's really hard.
They're just super fans. So this week we are starting with Glorietta and Alex, and Glorietta is with her mom doing wedding stuff, despite the fact that they just had an argument at the car show. Like, she's still moving full steam ahead with this wedding.
I was like, what is why? Like, they had this argument. She's not catching his drift that he's not into this. In her infinite wisdom, she's showing her mom this wedding book, and it's all got a lot of bling bling, as Glorietta would say. And I'm like, this girl is fucking clueless at this point because she is not getting it.
But that's, I mean, at a certain point, it's her own fault. Like, every sign is there. Don't do this. This is a bad idea. I don't know how much further he could have taken it other than just saying that he wanted to end the relationship. I feel like he broke up with her twice. I feel like he did it on Valentine's Day, and then he did it again at the car show. So her still feeling like not only are they in a relationship, but that the wedding is a go is just, what are you thinking?
It just comes down to the fact that she wants to be married and have a wedding. Doesn't matter who it's with. This is her dream. She's got this guy who's willing to do it with her, and this is what the ultimate goal is. It's not about being with Alex. So for that, I kind of agree with him because it is pretty evident that she's marrying him for the wrong reasons, but he'd also be marrying her for the wrong reasons.
Right. The fact that he is as interested in Juliana as he is, and then still telling her that he's engaged to Glorietta, like, you would think that he would immediately end things with Glorietta. At that car show, as uncomfortable as it may have been, he should have said the words, "This relationship is over."
And it doesn't make sense that he didn't. Why is he hanging on to Glorietta? He's not even staying with her. He's got a place to stay at the junkyard in Cato's trailer. So what is his motive for keeping Glorietta hanging on? If he wants Juliana, he could just say, hey, I'm breaking up with you. Like, not just hint at it, just be like, this is not working out. I'm breaking up with you. I'm interested in someone else, and be done with it. Why is he still dragging her on?
Do you think it was to create drama to stay on the show, to stay relevant enough to be on the show?
Who the hell knows? We always speculate whether any of this is scripted. We do know that it is. We have heard this from an actual person who's been on the show, Deante, and other people have said it as well. I don't know. They do get paid quite a bit of money for this. Kind of a shocking amount of money.
Surprising, yeah. So Glorietta's mom, Tammy, suggests that maybe he wants to break up with her, and Glorietta's like, if he wants to do that, he would have done that. And I'm like, he kind of did, though. Not full on, but he kind of did.
But she's not the brightest. So Glorietta's relatively ditzy and ignoring red flags, not in the way that Angela ignores red flags, but in the Glorietta way.
Right.
And mom was like, why would he need reassurance? She says that, well, maybe he did want to break up with you at the car show. And of course, Gloria is like, no, that's not what happened. That's not what
Can't
happened.
possibly be. Mm-mm. And Tammy's like, well, I want to support her, but I think that Alex has a secret life. And as we know, he does. She's right on with that one.
But here's one of those cases. How would she just come up with that? Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it was whispered in her ear, or she knows. Because come on, because it could be one of many things, and she's automatically just speculating he's got an alternate life.
Well, secret life is pretty vague. He could be on drugs and have a secret life. He could be committing crimes. He could be with another woman. Like, secret life is just anything I think he's not telling her. That just seems like, when I hear it, that's what I think of.
Yeah. Well, Alex says that he's been thinking about Juliana nonstop and that he has a gift for her.
Yeah, and at this point, he's only been out for 4 weeks.
We're moving. It's so hard. Some of these people are like a year in. These two are 4 weeks. He gives her the ultra creepy and strange gift of their high school yearbook.
I didn't realize they had known each other that long. Like, it didn't occur to me that they knew each other in high school.
It's weird. Like, he wrapped it and everything.
Yeah.
He's like, this is gonna be ultra romantic, girl. Here's our high school yearbook, and I wrapped it.
Here's the pictures everybody's embarrassed of. Let's look at them. So Juliana says that she has feelings for him, but she's not getting involved with someone who's engaged. Well, good for you, woman. Good for you.
But she does seem interested, and
You're right.
he's then not only did he give her the yearbook, but they're walking and he goes into this really creepy song, and by the way, he is barely singing.
I could not believe he started singing to her, and her face, she didn't laugh. Like, she didn't do anything. She was just like, oh, okay, this is normal. That's Alex. If I was with somebody who just busted out singing like that randomly, I'd be like, we can never be seen in public together.
I mean, okay, well, my husband, before he was my husband, did that for me, but not in public walking down the street. It's a little bit different, and I honestly thought it was sweet, but this dude just breaks out in song for girls just about anywhere, in a jail, on a phone, sitting behind glass.
How's it a gift to her to sing her a song that he wrote for Glorietta, though? Like, that's so bad. And he even admits it to her, because Juliana's, oh, did you write that for Glorietta? What?
Oh, and he says he did. He did. There, in no way was Alex obligated to say yes. He could have been, no. He could have been like, nah, girl, I wrote that for you. You feel me? Word.
Because I missed you so much. So Tammy says again that she doesn't trust him, and Glorietta's like, well, that's okay, because I'm the one marrying him. Well, that's true. That is true. But in this case, maybe we need to listen to Mom.
Mom's like, well, where do you think he is right now? And Glorietta's like, well, of course he's at Cato and Dawn's junkyard in his trailer.
Right.
Okay.
And if he's staying at this trailer at Cato's, doesn't that indicate that something's wrong, that he's not staying with her anymore? He didn't come home. The fact that he moved out is not good while you're engaged to be married.
I believe they did say somewhere that he's been there for like a couple days, staying away, like 2 days.
Yeah, something like that. And Tammy tells her to prove that Alex is really at Cato and Dawn's. And Glorietta goes, it's really hot out.
I mean, I'm on Mom's side. I'd be like, jump in this car, let's go have an adventure, let's go find I'd be like all over this. I'd be like, get in, or I'd go myself.
Yeah. But I mean, it would be better for Glorietta to see, because if she believes that Alex has some kind of secret, then being there with her when it happened, as opposed to going and finding him doing something, then she's just going back and Glorietta will continue to make excuses.
Yeah.
So she does eventually decide to go to Cato's to prove to Tammy that he's there. And as soon as they pull out, Tammy goes, "Where's he at?" So we can run him over. Next up, Angela and Tony. And Angela introduces her sister, Donna Faye, to Tony for the first time.
Yeah, and this is one day out of the halfway house. He's sitting out there wiping down the bike that his sugar mama bought for him.
He says that he's nervous to meet Donna Faye. And, knowing Donna Faye from her time on the show, I would be too. She is a no bullshit kind of woman.
Yeah, I think that they kind of both are, but for some reason, Angela's not like that with Tony, and whatever. Who the hell knows why? When she sees him, she says, "Well, I've heard a lot about you."
Right. And then Donna Faye notices that the bike is out. And she asks Angela, "Why is this bike out?" And she goes, "Oh, well, I gave it to him." And Donna Faye goes, "Must be nice to get out and have things just given to you."
Yeah, she's like, "Well, your life is just set up for you." And Angela's like, "Well, I'm just trying to make his life easier on him."
Yeah. And then Donna Faye says, "Don't make it too easy."
Yeah. She's like, "If it weren't for you, he wouldn't know what the hell to do with himself, would he?" Most likely not. This is a
Right.
career criminal.
He's going to end up, I'm sure he's been back in prison since his time on the show.
I looked him up. It seems he went to school and actually has a job now. Like,
Really?
I want to say tax preparation, because that's what the AI on Google said, but it sometimes gets people mixed up with other people's names, because there's
Mm-hmm.
also probably another Tony with the same name. So you can't be sure, but then I tried looking him up, and all I can really find it is like his Instagram that's more geared towards like the show and stuff, but I can't really find real like life stuff, solid proof of this.
Well, Angela tells Donna Faye that Tony needs the bike to get to work. And Donna Faye says, "Well, do you have a job?" And he's like, "I got out yesterday." Donna Faye goes, "So?"
He's like, "Yeah, well, I will have a job." And she's like, "Well, what, you're getting wheels before you have the job?" Like it's true. It doesn't make sense. And then he says this totally expected line where he's like, "Well, you're mad because she didn't give it to you." Yes. She's mad because her sister didn't give her a motorcycle, you fucking moron.
He's so childish. Like his responses to everything are so juvenile.
He's such a dummy. I hate him so much.
Oh my God.
So he's so terrible. She's like, "Well, I just don't want you taking advantage of my sister."
Right. Donna Faye says that he's used to using people and he's hustled his way through life. I think that's absolutely true.
Yeah, and she's like, "Well, this is why he's in prison all the time." And she tells Angel again, "You're a fool and he's playing you." And
Mm-hmm.
we know Angela knows this, which is the most messed up part of this.
Right. Angela does ask her, though, like, "What evidence do you have that he's using me?" And Donna Faye goes, "None. But I mean, everything tells you that he's using you. What, anything, the only part of him that's telling you otherwise is his mouth. He is telling you the opposite of what he is doing."
We talked about this last time. He tells her, "I came over 3,000 miles to be with her." And she's like, "Well, why wouldn't you? Because you didn't have anything else." And it's true. "Oh, I risked a lot for this woman, moving to another fucking prison 3,000." Oh, how noble of you, Tony.
Yeah.
Wow. What a lucky girl.
You burned all your bridges where you were from, so you moved 3,000 miles away to try to find some new ones that you can stand on until you burn those too.
Exactly. I have not heard him talk about family one freaking bit. I bet they disowned him and he has literally nothing.
Probably. So he tells us that he's a hustler, but he isn't trying to hustle Angela. It's just a perk that she likes to take care of him.
And he's like, "Well, I make money." What fucking money? What money? You worked at a hotel motel and you couldn't even keep that job.
For
What
5 minutes
money?
you work there. Yes.
Literally 5 minutes. He says, "I'm not hustling Angela. She just wants to take care of me and it's just a perk."
So Donna Faye says, "Why should we believe you won't run off again?" And he says, "Because I say so." And Angela's like, "I believe him." How, girl?
She then threatens him and she's like, "If you do it again, you better hope I don't find you." She's basically threatening to kill him, I think.
I feel like she might.
Yeah.
Next up, Lacey, John, and Shane. And Lacey's dad comes over and they talk about the paternity test.
Yeah, and he's also asking her what she's been doing, and she says she's been planning, and have you heard from any news from the ex?
She tells her dad that she has the results of the test, but she wants to wait until John's there before she opens them up.
Mm-hmm. So Dad says, "I will be civil as long as he's not on drugs." I was a little bit confused with this whole situation with Dad in this episode because I thought that Dad was like Team John, and now I'm thinking he's not.
No, I don't think he's team either of them.
Yeah.
But he doesn't like John at all. And it seems like they have a long history. I mean, John and Lacey have been messing around for what seems like ever, like 20 years, didn't she say 15 years?
I think so. Yeah, like 15.
So there's probably a lot of history, and him being who he is, John's getting locked up all the time and stealing from Lacey and using drugs. That's not something that her dad's just going to stand by and be like, "Oh, no, that's fine. That's fine behavior."
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad, but at first I thought that he was like, "Oh, what about John? Who's this new guy?" But I don't know. Or maybe Shane has done things that have made Dad seem like, well, maybe Shane is better. I have no idea. And she says that I asked John to come over to see the kids, and Dad's just like, "That's crazy."
It is. It is crazy. And she says that she hopes that John is Marlo's dad because he'd be more involved. But what does that mean? You want him in your life? I feel like that's the only part, because otherwise, why does he need to be Marlo's dad?
Do we know who Marlo's dad is other than John, though? Who is it?
I think it's her ex-husband.
Okay, all right. The one she cheated on with John. I get it.
So at this point, John is 2 weeks out of prison, and he shows up at the beach where the kids are playing and Lacey's standing with her dad.
Mm-hmm. And the kids are like, "Oh, John." Well, kind of. They see one or two did, but
They didn't seem super excited.
no, not at all. And Dad says, "I heard you're back to work. That's a good thing."
He did make a comment about John's parents. I don't know if you
Mm-hmm.
heard that. So I'm not sure. I'm guessing that he works for his parents.
Yes, I think that he does. I think that his parents own a business because I thought I heard that, and they take care of their little boy. Where have we heard this before? Clint.
Oh, yeah. So Lacey's dad asks John how he feels about Lacey getting married, and he says it's crazy. And her dad says, "Only if you make it that way." And John goes, "Fuck you." Excuse me?
They just start fighting, and he's like, they're in the same. I should say this word for word because I laughed. He says, "You're in the same spot you were, sucking your parents' dick."
Yeah, he tells him to get some.
Yeah, and Dad's like, "I'll put you back in jail real quick."
He wasn't having any of John's bullshit. And that's what I'm saying. Like, he was so quick to pop off. I feel like he has had it with John.
He's also, we know, an Italian man, and they don't give a fuck. I have a family full of them. So Lacey says to John, let's go talk alone. And when they do, it gets real heated and she winds up smacking John, of course. And John tells her he'll knock her out, which is very uncalled for, but you shouldn't be hitting him.
Stop hitting people. The thing is, like, I don't feel like anybody should hit anybody else. But also, if you hit somebody, you can then expect that they will hit you back. Don't hit anybody, or they will hit you back.
The risk is high that will hit you back.
Don't do it.
So John basically says that he should have knocked out her dad. And Lacey's like, she's like, I'm done. And John says, if she goes through the wedding, I'll never talk to her again. And now she's like, I just hope John is not the father. Of course, now she hopes he's not the father.
That took a long time.
Yeah, 5 minutes to change your mind.
And she says that John's never talked to her like this before, and she's shocked.
Okay, he has a right to be pissed off. What is wrong with her? He was blindsided.
And the kids were just trying to mind their own business, play on the beach, and then she like rushes them back into the house like they did something wrong. They're like, they were out there playing in the sand, and then their grandpa and then John, whoever he is to them, and their mom all get in fights, and Lacey smacks the crap out of John. He's yelling, grandpa's yelling, like
they're swearing in front of small kids. Yeah. All kinds of fun stuff.
Next up, Cheryl and Josh. And Cheryl's sister, Lacey, is packing to leave. And Cheryl asks her if she could change her flight. And Lacey's like, why would I do that? Yeah, Team Lacey here.
She just wants to go home. She's got her job, her kid, but it's really about the fight in the end that they had.
Right. And Cheryl says she's a little depressed about her fight with Lacey. I would imagine so. Cheryl is, we were talking about somebody being emotionally reactive, and that is like the definition of Cheryl. The fact that she was screaming in that restaurant parking lot was bananas.
Yeah. She doesn't have self-control at all. Cheryl says that once Josh gets his ankle monitor off, he can transfer to Texas. And Lacey's like, well, I'm worried about Cheryl. And she doesn't think that Josh is a bad person, but life isn't about happiness and rainbows. And we've heard her sister say that Cheryl ignores what's right in front of her face, facts, reality, real life, and she is in a fantasy world most of the time.
When Cheryl is describing how they are going to proceed, at no point does she even mention her children.
No, I have not heard this woman mention her children at all. I don't know if it's intentional. I don't know if she is, and the show just didn't put it into the mix because it didn't make sense to. Who knows? But we haven't seen her FaceTime with them. We haven't seen her interact with them. We haven't seen her call home. Nothing.
Or mention. The only thing she has said in relation to her children is she's trying to send some money home to her parents to take care of her kids. But she also said at the same time, she gave Josh $2,400. Why don't you send $2,400 to your parents so they can take care of your children that you left?
And the other thing that we've heard this woman say is how she needs to replace her children with 3 more children.
More than 3.
More than
children.
3.
Children, more than 3.
Not longhorns. Not 3 longhorns. 3 children. She's going to put them on the backs of the longhorns.
My goodness.
They can babysit them.
Next up, Vince and Amber. And Amber's headed off to the gym to see Vince.
Yeah, I thought Amber didn't want to go to the gym and work out with him. Now she's going to the gym to see him and work out. But whatever.
I don't feel like she was ever planning to work out. As the scene progresses, it seems like she was just going because that's where he was.
Yeah, but when they got there, it seemed like shit was going on before they started having their conversations because they did look a little bit sweaty and out of breath a little
Oh,
bit.
okay.
Did you
Okay.
notice?
I didn't notice that, but that would make sense. Like maybe she was trying to get up the nerve to say what she had to say to him. I don't know. She's pretty ballsy. Like
Yeah.
I don't
She said she would tell she said she told Puppy that when she got out of prison, she would marry Vince to get access to his money. Truth is coming out now.
yeah. And she doesn't want to go through with the plan that her and Puppy made. And she wants to be a productive member of society. And she feels like if she continues on with this, it's going to ruin things for her. And I think that that's very true.
Okay, yeah, I liked this because yeah, that is a great plan. It is a way better plan than scamming someone and possibly going back to prison. Why wouldn't you? You seem like you have a great family. That family looked great. They seemed great. I'm sure they would help you if you needed help. If you just showed that you weren't going to be a criminal and you were going to go get a job, maybe go to school, whatever. I haven't heard that Amber has any children, right?
No, she
So,
doesn't have any children that I know of. And I mean, she's just, from everything I understand, she's just working. She
yeah,
hasn't been back
nothing's
to
stopping
prison or
her.
anything. Yeah.
She's got the light her, the world at her fingertips. She can do whatever she wants with herself. She can turn her whole life around. She's got all the opportunity in the world without Vince. She does not need Vince. And it wouldn't even be an easy way to get money because you'd have to be married to someone that you clearly are not into and suffer through that just to have a little bit of money. And we're not talking Vince is like loaded. He just worked for the armed forces, right?
How much could he possibly get that they would have access to by marrying? Like this plan doesn't seem I mean, how much money are we actually talking here?
Not a lot because he'd be retired and it's not like it's this is by no means a cash windfall unless this dude's got a lot of money saved.
Which
But
does
we
not
didn't
seem to
hear
be
that
the
he did.
case.
No,
Yeah,
we didn't hear that. They would definitely have said that, like, oh, Vince has got $600,000 in the bank. No, we haven't
right.
heard that at all.
Well, Vince says that he's been as genuine with her as possible through this entire process. And that may be true of him because I think that he's just a different dude.
Hmm. He was hoping that the barbecue would help him win back Amber. All right, okay. I get where he was going with that. It was a good day. Family liked him. Everything was good. I could see where he could think that would help.
Yeah. But she does finally tell him, she says, "Hey, we both need time to think." And he said, "Actually, I think this is a yes or no situation."
Mhm. Yeah, he's like, "Well, if you don't feel that there's any attraction, then I don't know what to do, but you need to figure it out." Again, he's like, "Well, they were connected in prison. It was better while they were in prison." And like Amber has said, when you're in prison and you're desperate for just anything other than prison, you look at things way differently than when you're out.
Right. They show a clip from before she was released from prison where she said that they're as in love as you can be without meeting. So that clip didn't age well. And I think n- speculation here, but it seems like to get on the show, we had this storyline. You know what I mean? Like this was all
Yep.
part of the plan. But I
Yep.
don't know. I don't, that again, like I said, speculation. So they start yelling at each other, with her point being that she needs space, and his point being that he wants to work it out. She keeps trying to say no, and he's like, "Well, what if? No, what if? No."
He is, yeah, keeping up with the creepiness of Vince. And she says, "Well, if Vince tells me the truth, then I'll do the same." All right, I don't really think this is necessary at this point. I feel like you know the truth. Vince is not hiding anything more. I don't think so. I think this was just it. They were part of it. They're more at fault here. in scamming more than Vince was, because I honestly think Vince may have actually been interested in Amber at this point. And he's like, I cannot continue to chase her. And it just like, well, you live and you learn.
Right. She says he tried to con a convict, and he asks her if she wants to go zero contact, and she says yes. She's yes,
Yeah,
leave. Like goodbye. We're done. And I feel like she had to say that a couple times to get him to accept it. And that's the creepy behavior.
it is. It's so creepy. Even if he had not gone this route at all and been a little bit less pushy, but she didn't like him. I don't think she
Mm-mm.
liked him.
No, I don't think so.
I don't know what her mind would have changed for any reason.
He says it's a brutal blessing, and he finally leaves.
Yeah, Hercules is out.
Out. Next, we visit Lizzie and Daniel, and Lizzie is looking at wedding dresses and says they're getting married in a month and nothing is ready.
Mm-hmm. She says she does a dig at Teresa here. She's like, "Oh, look, there's a little pocket inside of this dress for my flask because I'm an alcoholic."
Oh my goodness. Her sister asks if Daniel's going to pay for her wedding dress. Well, here's the thing, like I get what she's trying to get at, but no groom pays for the wedding dress. That's not the way it's supposed to be. I mean, I get I'm sure do, but that's not an expectation of a groom to buy the bride's wedding dress.
No, but if you're planning a wedding and neither family is paying, because like traditionally the father of the bride or the family of the bride would fund the wedding, but it's modern day and a lot of people can't swing this anymore, and so the couples usually wind up footing the bill for most of it with, family helping a little bit here and there if they can. So I think that this is just like a combined thing where they both kind of need to be paying for shit and he's just not paying for anything.
Yeah. Looks at this dress and she says she doesn't want to try it on because she'll want to buy it. But why are you there? Is it just that because it's so expensive and she thinks she's going to want the $700 dress that she doesn't want to try it on?
Yeah. She wants that, but like Daniel's not helping and tuition is really expensive, and the sister then says, and I forgot what her sister's name is, but she's like, "Why are you rushing into this? Are you pregnant?" And she's like, "Oh, no." As we were just almost pregnant.
But that's a fair question, you know?
Yeah.
And then she says they've practically been together 3 years. So she's counting his time in prison when she didn't write him and didn't visit him and didn't really have much at all to do with him.
That's the practically part.
I guess.
So we find out that Daniel has a full-time job, but that he hasn't saved any money. Well, little does she know.
Yeah,
She
not for the
says,
wedding.
no. And she says that Daniel and she have problems, but it's okay.
Yeah. Her sister says that Daniel proposed just to keep up appearances that the relationship is going better than it really is. And I think that's exactly what it was. That, and he was trying to hold on to her.
Hmm. By the way, that second dress is way nicer and prettier on her, the one that she actually wants.
The less expensive one?
No, that's the $700 one. The
Oh,
real nice and flowy one. That's the one that's expensive. The mermaid one was the cheaper one. But her sister says that maybe Daniel will stop being a punk and contribute. I think that's a actually very accurate description of Daniel a punk.
Lizzie says that they have problems, but she thinks that they have a fairy tale love. What part of their relationship
No.
says fairy tale? What part of their relationship, any part from beginning to current, has said fairy tale?
No, and we find out that they are actually having problems that has swayed Daniel's feelings for her in another scene.
Significantly,
Yeah.
right.
Hmm.
So she tries on the dresses and decides that she's going to go ahead and buy the $700 dress.
Mm-hmm.
Next, we're back to my best friend Cheryl and her good buddy Josh. And Josh goes to breakfast with his mom and he tells her that he has feelings for Cheryl.
Yeah, that's the same diner that she was in with her sister and Josh, or that Cheryl was in with her sister and Josh, the diner that he takes his mom to.
Well, I guess they have good food. He enjoyed the food he took home with him.
Yeah, but I also think it's about where they're allowed to film, or they're in such a remote area that that's the only diner. That
It
food did
could
look good
be.
though.
Could be. His mom hopefully asks him if he's going to break up with her, and he says no, he's going to propose. Wah, wah.
Yeah. Yep. He he says that I'm trying to be a good man and I do love her, and yeah, she's like, well, what are you going to surprise her with? Are you going to call it quits? Yeah, mom, that's what he's going to do. He's going to surprise her by calling it quits. He's going to ask her to marry her, and mom's just like, you're stupid.
Now, here's where we find out that he never actually proposed to her. So he didn't propose to her, but she ran out and got a ring for herself.
That makes complete and total sense when we know this girl pretty well right now, and that makes total sense to me. She says, "I'm gonna get myself a ring. Which ring should I get for myself?" And you pick it out, and guess what? Hey, we're engaged now. And then they told everyone that they were engaged. This makes perfect sense.
Yeah. So his mom says, don't say I didn't warn you.
Did you catch that did you catch that his mom says that Cheryl's lazy and doesn't have much of a personality? The personality thing I get, but the lazy part, she works 2 jobs.
I don't know. His mom just doesn't like her. You know, she's convinced that Cheryl wanted to sleep with her husband. And I don't know. I don't see that. She's so obsessed with Josh.
Yeah.
And his mom asks him if he's doing this because he feels obligated. And that, I think, to a point, is why he is doing it.
I feel like it is. I really feel like it is. I feel like he does at least really like her. I don't know about love, but I think he just keeps acting like he's like, I owe this to her. I owe this to her. Not because he
Yeah,
decided that on his own, but because Cheryl keeps telling him he owes her.
that makes sense. I mean, she does. You mentioned that last episode. And this is where his mom tells him that she's not going to come to the wedding. And that can't feel good for Josh.
No.
Back to Lizzie and Daniel is strapping a shopping cart to the top of his car with zip ties.
I was super confused and I didn't really want to rewind backwards because I just hate Daniel and Lizzie so much that I didn't even really freaking care. But why? What was the reason for the shopping cart?
They never said. I don't think that at any point they ever said why he did that. I can speculate, considering the next question is, why does he suddenly look so fucking skinny? His cheeks are sunken in. How did he lose that much weight that fast if he has not relapsed?
Yep. That is exactly what I was thinking. But basically, he was just like, oh, I'm stressed out. But that's really like, I don't know. I don't even think that was that his friend or his cousin, his friend. I don't know. I don't even think the friend believed it. They're driving that stupid car with the shopping cart on top of it, and he's gonna show the friend this car that he's gonna buy from his aunt for $7,500
Did you catch his friend's name is Daryl?
with a D on the end, like a D in the beginning, a
Yeah.
D at the end.
Like
Oh,
Harold with a D. But then
that's
the captions kept
weird.
saying Daryl, but it said Daryl from the show. I don't know. It's so weird. And he says that he's working at an auto body shop and he feels like he's finally getting his life together. Why not be honest with Lizzie and be like, listen, I thought that this is what I wanted. This is not what I wanted. And go on instead of letting her continue to do things like buy $700 wedding dresses.
hmm so many other things are pointing to the fact that he may be on drugs besides the weight loss, but like now that he's got a job and some money, now he's got some money to spend on other things other than a car as well, and now he's all changing his mind and everything on stuff, and it's just weird. Something's weird. So Daniel says that a down payment for the wedding isn't a priority. Basically, this car is, and that this wedding is just a fantasy for Lizzie, but apparently it's not for him. But he's the one that proposed to her in that fancy way.
He proposed to her, so he's the one who made this an issue, and now he's like, oh, she's getting carried away with the fact that she actually wants me to do what I said I was going to do, what I suggested.
Yeah.
He said he doesn't think that the down payment on a wedding venue is a priority at all. Like, all of the money should go to his car and to keep him. He says this car will keep him off drugs.
I guess. Wouldn't it make it easier to be on drugs? You can drive to get your drugs. No, I shouldn't be joking like this. But they're finally looking at this car, and he also says it's going to keep him from going back to prison. How? I don't know.
I guess because he works at an auto body shop. I don't know. I feel like he was just feeding us a bunch of BS, and I really like Daniel, so it's disappointing.
Yeah, I would like Daniel with a different person, I guess.
Yes.
If she is really stressing him out, and we have talked about this before, when you have someone who is a very severe drug addict and on a pretty major drug, heroin, it doesn't take much for you to jump back to doing that. If you get very stressed out, it is the number one thing you are going to run to if you are not in treatment. And not one of these people mentions being in treatment.
That's true. He says the time frame for him to get married is different from hers, and I think that's been made perfectly clear, but he seems to have veered off in the entirely different direction. He's just changed. His vibe is different, his look is different, his mannerisms are different. He seems like a different person.
Mhm.
He says he's just starting to get on his feet, and he doesn't want the wedding to take away from that.
Mhm. Yeah. Says there's no reason for me to not buy this car, and that she may not be the one for me. That is strong words.
Mhm.
Yeah, strong words.
But when his aunt agrees to sell him the car, because she confirms all of the details, she says, well, just as long as you can still say the wedding's on. And he says, well, if she doesn't want to marry me over $7,500 car, oh, well. Are you fucking kidding, dude?
That's so, see, that points to, that's so, yeah. And the aunt says also, she's like, hey, if you don't pay for this car, I will take you to court.
Yeah. Well, she reminds him.
Don't think I won't.
Yeah, she reminds him that when he was on drugs, he stole his uncle's bow. And he's like, yeah, I know.
Mm-hmm.
So he has at least $2,000 saved that he's giving her and choosing not to invest any portion in the wedding.
Yep.
So Daniel says he needs to talk to Lizzie because he doesn't think the wedding is something that he needs in his life at the moment. And I could not agree more.
No, probably not. But he also doesn't need to be back on drugs in his life, especially because he's got a job. All right, you got a job, you're getting a car, you're saving money. If you need to get rid of Lizzie, fine. But hopefully you're wrong and that he's not actually resorting to his old lifestyle.
I mean, even Daryl brought up the fact that he looks like he's lost weight. So,
Yeah.
and he's zip tying carts to the roof of his car and then driving to God knows where. That's meth head behavior, man. Like, I am sorry.
It is. So if you didn't hear an explanation and I didn't hear an explanation, what was the I'm going to ask the Facebook group if I can find a picture of that car with
Yep.
shopping cart attached to the because I totally missed it. And like I said, I just didn't feel like it was worthwhile going backwards because sometimes when I rewind, I'll get a commercial and I'm like, oh, Daniel and Lizzie
Yeah.
aren't worth a commercial.
The only thing I heard him say was he liked to sit in the cart, but he's not going to sit up
Top
there
of
while
the
they're
car?
driving. No, I don't.
Maybe he was. Maybe they were having a jackass moment. I don't know.
I don't know what was going on. Next up, Glorietta and Alex. Glorietta's on her way with her mom to check up on Alex, and her mom says, "Is he going to be upset that we're showing up like this?" And Glorietta goes, "Yeah, because he won't have time to put cologne on or have shaved or changed his shirt to look good for me."
I can't with this girl. That is the dumbest thing I have ever. It's so her though to say something like that. He's gonna be upset. He's gonna be upset because he hasn't had time to shower or dress nice for me. It's like, what? I actually wrote the word what with 5 question marks next to it.
She's a mess. But here's where we find out that, according to Glorietta, Dawn is the one who owns the shop and Kato works there.
I did not know this.
So that was interesting.
Oh boy. Yeah. So she says that her mom thinks he's up to no good but he's never given her any reason to not trust him. Oh,
What?
no, not at all. Not with all of the shit he's been doing lately. Definitely not.
Valentine's Day, not coming home, car show. Yep.
Yeah.
So she knocks on the RV door and he doesn't answer. So she goes inside looking for Dawn.
And Dawn is like, "Well, let's go talk privately." And she says, "Does he have anyone else besides you?" Well, I feel like Dawn knows that he doesn't. So Dawn is basically like, kind of in a nutshell, trying to insinuate or put like the bug in her ear. Obviously, Dawn knows he has someone else because of Kato. And but she's like, "Oh, does he have anyone else besides you?" Like, you know what I mean? She's just trying to hint without telling her because Kato's her what husband, I guess.
I'm not sure if they're married or not, but they are together.
Mhm.
And Dawn tries to call Alex and it goes to his voicemail, but he does call back right away. Although, if you notice, he didn't know who she was because he was like, "Oh, I'm on my way to your house." And then he's like, "Who is this?" Then he tells her that he's at the Limelight Bar and Cafe. Stupid.
I was like, it's so weird. I was it was a little bit confusing because if he's heading to meet her somewhere at a bar or whatever, was he going to pick Juliana up first to head over there?
I don't know what he was talking about.
He thought she called him. I don't know.
I don't know who he thought she was.
Yeah, I don't know. But she's like, "Well, your girl is looking for you." And he says, "She's not my girl." And Glorietta
Yeah.
hears it. And I'm like, "Dude, what is wrong with you? Ditch this guy."
Just leave. Go on about your life. You could have ended it here.
Yeah.
And then Glorietta, this is a great line, probably my favorite out of the whole episode. She goes, "This is not what I was hoping for at all." She said, "It doesn't make any sense and it isn't fair.
That might need to be on a t-shirt.
Isn't what I was hoping for at all."
So mom says that we're gonna go confront him. Tammy's like, "Well, I told you so." And Glorietta said, "Well, I'm going to go confront him." And mom's like, "Just pick up a chair and knock him out."
Mhm. And we wrap this week up with Lacey, John, and Shane. Do you notice? I feel like we usually wrap up with Lacey, John, and Shane.
Yeah.
And Lacey tells Shane what happened with John, and he asks her why she didn't call him when it was happening. And she admits she didn't want to let him know that she was letting John see the kids. So I was surprised that she was that honest. That's probably the most honest Lacey's ever been.
Yes, but honest because it didn't go in her way. If it
Yeah.
had gone in her way, she would not have told him. So I don't give her props for that at all.
She said that she thought that he'd be mad, and he's like, I am mad. There has to be some level of trust between us, and you can't be doing these underhanded things.
Yeah. She does start to tell him about everything that happened, that he got in her face and stuff, and that he's like, well, me and this guy are going to have a talk. No, you're not.
John would destroy him. He says that he has no respect for John and he wants to punch him in his face. Well, okay.
Yeah, where I come from, you don't put your hands on a woman. Okay, yeah. That's definitely, the view of a lot of men, but she shouldn't be just whacking people in the face like that.
I mean, if she smacked me, I would smack her back. You know what I mean? So I don't care who she is. Don't hit me. And Lacey tells Shane that John isn't worth going back to prison. Fair statement.
Yeah. She has the paternity test results in her purse, and she is too nervous to look at it.
And he says, regardless of what the paternity results say, he's going to be there for the kids.
He says he's going to be their father figure. And then they open the paternity results together, but we don't know the answer until hopefully next episode, because sometimes we don't hear the answers for several episodes.
Yeah. Well, she said that she feels sick to her stomach. Who is your VIP?
My VIP, I'm going to go with Dawn, Cato's wife, for at least attempting to sort of tell Glorietta the truth and steering her in the right direction to try to find out Alex's secret.
She tried.
Yeah.
My VIP was Donna Faye because she's a badass. And your POS?
100% Alex, because I don't like this guy in any way, shape, or form. I can't decide who I like less, Tony or Alex. This time, Tony didn't do enough bullshit for us to make him the POS, but Alex did.
I feel like you should write a song about Alex.
I could. We could.
My POS is John because, excuse me?
Yeah, that's a good one too.
There were so many to choose from. It was heavy with POS.
It was.
So that's about it for this week's episode. If you enjoyed the podcast, head over to Apple or Spotify to rate and review. If you'd like to continue the conversation, join our group on Facebook at Love After Lockup, Locked Down. Listen every Wednesday wherever you find your podcasts and keep those notifications on to be the first to catch bonus episodes.
And in the meantime, don't fall in love.
And don't get locked up.
First date at Walmart, keeping it low. Told the clerk, don't judge me, I'm on parole. I brought roses, okay, one rose from a gas station. She said, aw babe, now that's validation. We be vibing in a halfway suite. Microwave dinners, romance elite. She my ride or die, she brought me a phone. Even snuck it in once, pre-release song. She hold me down like a key-o with charm. Except she don't mace me or twist my arm. We write vows in Sharpie on my court docs. Judge said no contact, but we beat the clocks. Love after lockup, cuffed and proud. Matching jumpsuits, now we rockin' the crowd. She said, don't mess up, I said, bet. Now we're TikTok stars with no regrets. So here's the love and second chance thrill. From a concrete bed to Netflix and chill. They said, don't catch feelings, but I caught a case of butterflies, girl, not just in one place. Ankle monitor beep. Oops, curfew gotta bounce.